Hi, I'm Beverly Banner Brown with a question for you today. Do you ever feel like you're living the same doomed love story over and over and over again? It may be with a partner from a different religious background. The next time it might be somebody who's tall, and the last time it was somebody who's short, somebody who's thin this time and was stockily built last time. May come from another part of the country, another country altogether, may be in a completely different field of endeavor in their career, may have different ideas and hobbies and all kinds of things that seem completely different. But it's the same result. A great beginning, a powerful start, fabulous chemistry, and always the hope that this time's going to be different, that this time's going to last. And then, all too often, old patterns start to be evident, changes happen that are not pleasant, and you're miserable, and the other person's miserable, and there's blame, and there's regret, and there's recrimination, and there's frustration, and there's misery, and often depression, and a sense of being demoralized. And before you know it, if you've ever lived together, you're moving out, or the other person's moving out, or you can't wait to get separated so that you have your freedom back, so that you don't feel trapped, you don't feel oppressed, and all the love, you're saying, where did it go? Wow. I'll bet if you're watching this video, either you've lived through it, or you're living through it now, or you're afraid of living through it again, and or you've got close friends and family who are living through it now. How would it be if we could stop all of that pain, all of that suffering, all of that, I believe, ultimately unnecessary misery? What if it could just be simple to love and be loved, to attract the right partner, and finally have the lifetime partnership that you've always dreamed of, that in all of our hearts, most of us, really want, and think consciously we're up to and available for, and yet there's something, some sticking point, not because we're bad or wrong or crazy, but just because out of a self-fulfilling prophecy that lurks in the subconscious below our awareness, there's a belief that it can't happen for us. Maybe it can be great for everybody else. Maybe it can be great for your brother or your sister or your aunt or uncle or your best friend down the street, but not for you. Or maybe it's a belief that somewhere along the line you did some terrible, awful, evil thing, and you're doomed for the rest of your life to never really be able to be fully authentic and show up for life in the form of relationship because you feel you're going to be found out, fraudulent, no good, bad, wrong, a bad seed. None of that is true. None of it. The truth, I believe, is that we are all inherently good, that given the chance, when we're feeling relatively safe or very safe, like great plants, we grow toward the light. And we're benevolent by nature. In our soul essence, we're untouched, we're unscathed by life, we're unscathed by death, and we are passionate. And we are potentially incredibly generous in our spirits. So, today's topic on narcissistic relationships and codependency revealed is all about how self-fulfilling prophecies have led most of us to have love stories that we've lived that we believed on an unconscious level were doomed from the start. How to change it. How to reclaim our ability to know and live our own inherent dignity and value and our own ability to love and be loved. What a concept, huh? So, let's talk about this. In my 30-plus years now of doing dating coaching and love mentoring and relationship coaching, and living my own life, because I've been down this path more than once. As you know, I don't speak out of textbooks, and yes, I do a lot of research and preparation to make these videos for you. And yes, I have worked with thousands of clients and seen over and over again beautiful, amazing, resilient, remarkable, exquisite people who have had disappointment after disappointment and never knew why and never understood why. What is a self-fulfilling prophecy? That's the question for today, which by answering it, I hope to share an action plan with you which will help you to overcome it if indeed it plagues you as it plagues so many people. A self-fulfilling prophecy is an underlying belief that either you're going to succeed wildly at something or you're going to fail miserably. That you either do deserve something and you can have it, whether it's a relationship, a new home, a new car, a great new career, an opportunity to be of service, an opportunity to take your career to another whole entire level of success and joy and effectiveness, or not. Let me give you an example. I worked with a client who, from his earliest days, evidenced tremendous aptitude and ability for spatial relationships, working with technical details, working with cars, working with airplanes. He just was a born engineer, and he knew it. His family was smart enough to recognize his talents. They were fostered. He grew up with a belief, a self-fulfilling prophecy is what it became, that he would be incredibly successful as an engineer in his field of endeavor. No matter where he went or what he did, opportunities would come his way. He felt it, he knew it, it was really an integral part of everything that he did in that area of life. Now, the same person who, in fact, grew up to have an extraordinary success in designing, in engineering, in innovating and inventing all kinds of wonderful things. He also grew up, however, in a house where the parents couldn't stand each other, avoided each other all the time they could, and when they were in each other's company, there was a constant undercurrent of dissension and disharmony, arguing, putting each other down, and eventually, mercifully, in that particular case, from what I understand, they separated and they divorced. In the meantime, this beautiful, brilliant engineer who had this incredible degree of self-confidence and self-fulfilling prophecy that he would succeed professionally, got a very devastating message about relationship and internalized, as a very young child, a feeling that somehow it was all his fault that his parents had a very poor marriage situation going on, as many children do. He took it upon himself to internalize a belief that he was unlovable because he saw his parents relating as two people who thought of each other and themselves as inherently unlovable. These messages early on, kind of instilled in your pablum, instilled in the vibration of where you are in your home life, can wreak havoc with your subconscious mind. And it's a subconscious mind that is really, I believe, and Jung and many other people who I really respect tremendously, tends to create the chemistry, the attraction. We think it's somebody's gorgeous blue eyes or brown eyes or their hair color or their great physique. No, that's only the surface stuff. But what is going on underneath, as I've discussed in other videos in my narcissistic relationship repetition compulsion series, what really runs the show underneath it all is the familiarity, the sense of resonance with the unfinished business that we have with our family of origin in most cases. So, the self-fulfilling prophecy that my client had of being unlovable, of feeling it was all his fault that his parents wound up not getting along, which wasn't his fault at all because they'd had numerous issues with each other apparently long before he was even on the scene, caused him, as time went by, to have one negative relationship experience after another. Usually he would pick women who were punishing, who were unfaithful, who were gold diggers, who were really out just to take advantage of his great material success and get all they could from him. And it went on from there until we did the work and he got clear that his self-fulfilling prophecy was, I can't have love. My parents didn't have it. They didn't give it to me in a very consistent way. So healthy love relationship is for everybody else out there in the world, but not for me. This is acted out in many, 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 many people who think consciously as they go into meeting new prospective partners that everything's just great, just honky-dory. They've cleaned away all their anger and rage and what have you from past relationships, and it's all clear sailing from now on. If only that could be true, and it can. It really can. So let me give you a couple of golden nuggets today from my many years of doing this work. And let me also remind you that this, like all my other videos, are a sharing of information. They're my opinion based on my experience in my own life and in my work life. And they are never, ever, ever, ever designed to replace professional care and guidance. This is not a life coaching session. When you work with me privately, it's designed entirely for you. I usually am able to fairly soon assess whatever your core issues are, and we work from there. And we build on your strengths, and you laugh much more than you cry in most cases. And what gets you better is that the core issues, the ones that have been really wreaking havoc in many cases with you subconsciously, are healed. And when that happens, you're free to be away from all of the self-fulfilling prophecies that are negative and free to develop new ones that are all about getting what you really want and constructively desire for your life. And many other life coaches can do this with you as well. So, one of the first golden nuggets is please don't try to do all this work by yourself. It's important to be strong enough to reach out for help. It's important to choose a professional who has many years of experience and who really understands the reparenting process and the process of clearing energetically that has to happen for real change to occur. Next golden nugget, be very careful when you meet new people to ask yourself, who does this person remind me of? Are there red flags that are going up in front of me that I'm possibly ignoring? Am I wearing red-colored glasses once again and seeing only what I want to see and hearing only what I want to hear because I have a deep desire to have a relationship? Am I lonely? Am I trying to fill in some way for some other lack in some other part of my life? How can I give myself, next golden nugget, how can I give to myself the wonderful, loving, nourishing, and nurturing qualities that I'm looking for in a partner? And next golden nugget, how sure am I that the qualities that I want from a partner are ones that I have available to give to a partner? If we want a relationship to really be successful, we've always got to look at not just what I can get from a relationship or get from another person, it's also what can I give to this person so that we have a divine flow and a beautiful sharing. All right, until next time, I'm Beverly Banwa Brown. It's been wonderful to have this time with you. Until next time, many, many blessings.